You're here with Hope Plack and Dr. Joseph Sievely at the Center for Natural Healthcare in Red Wing, Minnesota. Today we are going to talk about lung disease. So, Dr. Joe, you work with patients who have chronic lung disease, chronic lung issues. Can you just tell us a little bit more? Some of the conditions that you treat are COPD, fibrosis, lung degeneration, emphysema, chronic bronchitis, as well as asthma. Can you tell us a little bit more about the treatment that you do in your office for these conditions?
Absolutely, Hope. We provide for patients with severe and sometimes very serious chronic lung conditions, the conditions that you just mentioned, fibrosis, emphysema, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, these conditions where people literally lose their capacity to do their daily activities without tightness in their chest, shortness of breath, and significant impairment to their day-to-day activities. These conditions ultimately can get to the point where a person has to be on oxygen 24 hours a day, 7 days a week because of the severity of their impairment to their lung health. So these conditions are very serious, and there are just wonderful treatments that are available through our office that can begin to reverse actually the degenerative process in their lung tissue. And of course, the earlier that a person begins addressing these types of issues, the higher the probability that they have of seeing really significant improvement and a change in their function and their ability to walk and do their activities throughout the day without shortness of breath.
So Dr. Joe, it's my understanding that you have two different treatment options for patients who come into your office with these lung issues.
Yes.
One would be more of a basic program for maybe someone who isn't, quite as far down the road in the disease process, and then a more comprehensive program.
That's
Could
correct.
you just tell us a little bit about the basic program that you have?
Sure. So the basic program is where a person would call into the office and we would schedule a new patient history and examination. That's kind of first things first. To find out exactly what their problem is, their condition, and the severity of their condition, and what other health concerns might be contributing to why they're struggling with this lung condition. And then secondly, we do spirometry testing, which is where we really measure their functional lung capacity, where the person blows into a spirometer to measure the literal amount of or oxygen and air that they can expel over a 6-second time period. And then secondly, in the basic program, Hope, we do also what's called a walk test, where a person has a pulse oximeter attached to their finger, and they walk the hallway of the office here for 6 minutes, and we're measuring their pulse rate as well as their oxygen saturation rate, the amount of oxygen that they can actually get into their body through their lung tissue with the state of health that that lung tissue is in before they start any type of treatment. So we have these nice benchmarks to really understand how severe their condition is and what level of impairment they might be suffering from before they begin any treatment. And then what happens is we start them on really 3 products in the basic program from We Laboratories. One is Soup A, the second product is called Soup B, and then another product called LC Balancer. Soup A and B are really designed to reverse the degenerative process in the lung tissue, in the air sacs in the lung. And these are herbal products. They've been used with over 6,000 to 7,000 people with wonderful results. Now, no one can ever promise anyone a cure, but these products have been extremely beneficial to our patients as well as patients throughout the country dealing with these severe lung issues. So they begin on Soup A and B to reverse degenerative changes in their lung tissue. And then LC Balancer is another product that is designed to increase blood flow or microcirculation to the air sacs so that they get perfusion of blood, bringing nutrition and oxygen into those tissues so that they can repair.
Dr. Joe, that sounds like a really wonderful treatment. And the great thing is that it's all natural, so there's no drugs involved. It's lifestyle based, as well as giving you herbs and supplements to help your body heal and restore those damaged tissues. And so Dr. Joe, could you tell us, so that is the basic program. What additional things would someone be getting with the comprehensive program?
The comprehensive program, Hope, was designed to really address people with a more moderate to severe lung condition, because in these moderate and severe lung condition, these people are facing the probability of having to be on oxygen and really losing function of their day-to-day capacities because they just can't move properly because of the severity of their lung damage. So the comprehensive program, we add in laboratory work, and 3 laboratory tests that we run is a basic blood chemistry to get a really nice understanding of how their overall physiology is working based on, their lung condition. So we check their cholesterol and their blood sugar and their thyroid function, their liver, kidneys, all these different lab tests to determine what state of health the individual is really at before they begin treatment. And if any of those things are significantly out of balance, those are things that we begin addressing in conjunction with the SOUP A, B, and LC balancer. Many times, particularly as patients get older and lose function, diabetes, adult onset diabetes, is a very common problem that many of our patients walk in with their lung condition. Well, you have to reverse the diabetes so that their body can get blood sugar into the air sacs, so that these air sacs and the alveoli and the lung tissue has the nutrients and raw material that they need to repair well. If they continue to remain diabetic and you try to just reverse this lung damage, it takes much longer. So we do a micronutrient test and we do a food test as well. The food test is designed to determine what foods might be creating more mucus production, more phlegm production, which then makes it more difficult for them to inhale and exhale. We want to eliminate all the triggers in the comprehensive program that might really slow down the recovery process. And the beauty of the comprehensive program is that the recovery process is shorter, even though they have a more severe condition, because they're really identifying these other areas of imbalances that might really impair recovery. And when you get all these right things in place, people heal much more quickly.
So Dr. Joe, what I hear you saying is someone comes in with a lung issue, however, there's different systems going on in the body that are contributing to this issue. So if we just address one issue, we will see improvement, but not like if we address all the different issues going on in the body at the same time, so that there can kind of be that synergistic healing happening.
So important, Hope, and that's where people really get a wow in regards to their response to treatment in a relatively short period of time, 3 to 6 months. Big changes, considering they may have had years of struggling with this lung condition. That's pretty powerful.
Dr. Joe, can you just tell us a little bit about your background in functional medicine, just so that our listeners can have an idea? How long have you been doing this whole functional medicine process?
So this is my 34th year in clinical practice in Red Wing, Minnesota, and natural medicine has been a key part to my treatment of all my patients, so should they choose to want to participate on a more comprehensive, holistic, whole body healthcare program. So we do chiropractic care. I'm a certified acupuncturist in the state of Minnesota, as well as a nutritionist with years and years and years of experience. So it's fun to just bring all these wonderful tools to the table for people to really see wonderful changes in a relatively short period of time for the majority of the patients. Just one real quick testimonial. I spoke to a patient on a lung program. This gentleman is 69, 70 years old. He came in August. We'll call him Bill. But he sits on a bulldozer. He sat on a bulldozer for the last 40 years of his life, breathing in all this dust. And all the dust and soot and all this stuff by plowing all this dirt got into his lungs, and he was to the point where he couldn't hardly walk a block or so without getting severely short of breath. We did a workup on him. He continued working through the fall, and actually he just started his program a month ago, but I saw him back in August. I spoke to him on Friday of last week, and he said, Dr. Joe, before I started treatment a month ago, he said I could walk about 1/8 of a mile. He said maximum, that was stopping and starting. He said now I can walk a mile without stopping.
Wow.
And he said that his goal over the next second month of treatment on his comprehensive program, so he's avoiding his foods, he's doing other nutrition along with his 3 WE product, lung support, and he says my goal in the next month is to be able to walk 2 miles a day.
Wow.
I was just so thrilled for this man, because losing your ability to work and move because your lungs are so damaged is really, really unfortunate.
Yeah, it's debilitating and it takes away a lot of your freedom. So, Dr. Joe, thank you so much for sharing just this great information with us today. If you want to learn more about what we can do for you here at the clinic for your lung issues, go check out our website, Center for Natural Healthcare, redwing.com, and go to the We Solutions tab, and just read a little bit more on there. If you have more questions, you can call our clinic at 651-388-1211. We'd be more than happy to answer your questions, or shoot us an email from our webpage. We hope you enjoyed this little clip on what we can help you with, how we can help you with your lung issues, and we look forward to seeing you soon.